my fellow crafters, and welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. Today's an exciting day because I got these in. Now, this is the new release from Elizabeth Craft Designs. It's the Paper Flowers number 4, release 4, and it's huge. There are some elements in there that I absolutely fell in love with. So, at first, look at these sentiments. They are appropriate for everything. You can use them for anything, not just with paper flowers, but with anything. But they are so cool. And what is really nice, I'm going to switch this around a bit. I'm going to move to the bottom part. If you haven't noticed yet, these sentiments, the majority, fit in these frames that are in this book die set. Now, I'm not going to use the book die set today. What I'm going to be doing is something completely different, but I'm using elements from this book set. But I'm using this strip that's in here, and then on the other side, there's even more dies. I'm using this strip, and I'm using this element. And I will show you what I've done with that. I've prepared something, of course, because otherwise this would be a very long video. We don't want that. So that's that. Love that. Then we've got these beautiful flowers. And what I really love is that they don't name the flower at Elizabeth Craft Designs, but they just let it, you can do anything with them what you want. So that's pretty cool, right? This is a beautiful, huge flower. So I will be playing with this soon. These are the roll-up flowers. These I'm going to be working with today. These I'm going to be working with very soon. Love these as well. There's a new foliage set. Leaves. Very delicate, very beautiful. Nice size. So I like these. This is fantastic. A bucket. We'll be using that. And this beautiful shadow box frames. Again, stunning. We'll be working with that soon as well. So there's a lot I'll be doing with this, not just with flowers. I will mix and match and use things in my planners, etc. But yeah, you haven't seen the last of this yet because I am in love with this. So I'm going to keep these out because I'm going to need those. I'm going to put this to the side. And then I'm going to show you what I did with this. So what I did, I've stamped out Happy Birthday. I've stamped out Happy Birthday and cut it out with this die. And it fits perfectly. And it's so much fun. Just pop it on a card and you're done. I'm going to do a bit more because there's this fun banner here. And what I did, I've cut that out of black cardstock. And then there are little score lines that you can fold this inwards. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put this on top of this. And that will give it some dimension. But also you can see the black peeking through underneath. So that will be fun on a card. So that's going to be my sentiment. I'm obviously going to make a card if you haven't noticed that. Then this part, you can do loads with it. You can die cut it. You can put it on this box. You can put it on a card. But what I did is I dry embossed it. So I used my embossing plates, these, to do that. Now, how you do that, I will not actually do it because I've already got one. But how that works with my Sizzix, that is you have your platform, you put your die on, then you put your paper on, then you put on the silicone mat, which is flexible. Put that on, put this one on top, and this one on top of that. And run that through your die cutting machine. So that's the sandwich that I used. And it actually worked really, really well because it has beautifully embossed this pattern on here. So that's going to be my card base. I'm going to put that on some matte layers and then on a card. I've said that wrong. This is going to be my card front. I'm going to put some flowers on top. Then this is all going to go on a black matte layer and put it on the card base. That's what I wanted to say. So now these I'm going to cut out. And these are going to be cut out with green. But before I do that, I've got this idea in my head and I've got no clue whether it's going to work, yes or no. So we're going to find out together. I saw something that I thought was fun. So if you know me by now, we're going to have to try that. You know, I might know I love ink smooshing. But the downside is you never see where you smoosh. And then I saw somebody using one of these. This is where I keep my dies in. I'm going to use that to do some ink smooshing. So let's dive in and get some colors. Now I wanted to use purples. And there's a beautiful combination that I'm going to use of Seedless Preserves and Villainous Potion. But I'm going to start with just Seedless Preserves. And I'm going to put that on my plastic thingy. Never done this before, so we'll see. I'm using the oxides for this. Spray water. Then it's beating up. And then I'm just going to take this. This is some watercolor paper. I'm just gonna tap that on my paper. And by doing it like this, you have control. You see where you're tapping your color. So I like that. Spraying it a bit more. I want it a bit softer. And then letting it flow a bit. I love playing with inks. And then I'm gonna dry it. So that's dry enough for me. I don't need it to be completely dry. I just want it to be dry enough so we can put on another layer. Now there's still some ink on here, so I'm just gonna spritz that with water again and go over it again. Why waste ink, right? And this way you get a buildup of color, which I like. Let that color run again. Get some movement. And dry again. So I've sped up the footage here because, yeah, well, how much ink smashing do you need to see? I'm going over now with the darker purple. Beautiful, beautiful color this is. It's called, let me see, I've got it in front of me. Villainous Potion. And that's giving it a nice contrast with the other purple. Giving it more dimension and more depth. So I'm drying it again, dipping off any excess ink that pulls up and making sure it's dry enough for the next step. Because I want some shine and shimmer on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a mica stain. It's one of the limited editions from the Christmas and Halloween release from Tim Holtz last year. And it's the purple one. And I'm going to use that on there to just give it some splatters of mica stain. Nice shine and beautiful, beautiful speckles it gives me. So what I'm doing is I'm just unscrewing the top and I'm just tapping on there and letting it fall onto the paper, giving it a nice structure and drying it again and see whether I like it and what I don't like. Doing some water splatters, let those dry again and tapping off the excess of that. And this giving me a very nice colored background paper that I'm going to use to die cut from. So this is all nice and dry, and I'm not sure you can pick it up, but look at the shine at that mica stain. Just these little splatters. I'm trying to find a sweet spot. Well, anyway, trust me, it shines. It's beautiful. So I'm going to take these dies now and cut the flowers out. Okay, these have cut beautifully. So I'm going to take off the dies, put these back. What I'm going to try to do is keep them in this order in this paper. Because that is going to make it easier to assemble them. So I'm going to take out the first one, this big one. And you're going to build this up starting from the top down. So I'm going to take this little one. Let me get my little tweezers. That will definitely help. Get my glue. and just dot that on there. Like so. Then I'm going to take the next piece and build up these flowers like this. I might just even look at the example, how they did this. First one I will just do like this. Take the next piece out. And this is how we're going to build up these flowers. They are very simple and easy to do. And don't put them straight. They have to zigzag. That's how they're designed. Just trying to figure out. It's the first time I'm doing these, so bear with me. I mean, it's not rocket science, but you still want it to be pretty, right? And then we have the final part that goes at the bottom. Like this. This is fun. So that one can dry, and I'll move on to the next one. And it's exactly the same. So I will assemble these and then you will see the final results, because you don't want to see me layer flowers one by one, right? So you will see the finished flowers when I'm done. So here I've got the little stamens, stems of the flowers that I need to color green. And I'm going to do that using Lavinia inks. You can use any ink you want, but this color for me, it's a Bermuda, it's bluish greenish. I love that. So that's what I'm going to be using. And this is very wet, so it's going very quickly. This is also something. So I've got that on a stenciling brush. I'm just going to dab that over these stamens. Quick and easy. Beautiful, deep, rich color. And while this is drying and the glue is drying, I will do my background. Now again, as this is all experimenting for me, I want to try to do this with the Lavinia ink. So I'm not sure which color I'm going to use. So I'm going to take a brush and I'm just going to dab this on here to see. This is really bright blue. So that's a bit too bright blue for me. So I think I'm going to use, yeah. And what I'm going to do, so this is Della Blue from Lavinia Elements. What I'm going to do, coming in from the side, I'm just going to lightly blend this towards the inside over this dry embossed background that I explained at the beginning. And now with my brush being not so heavily loaded, I'm just coming in towards the inside. Giving that still a hint of color, but I want it lighter on the inside. That's the idea. So dark on the edge, lighter to the inside. And of course, as I said, you can do this with any ink you want. Then I'm going to come in with graphite, beautiful color as well. Just let me wipe off my brush. And just around the corner, around the edges, I'm going to darken this up a bit. Very lightly, giving it some dimension and a bit more of a grungy look. Just darkening up these colors. I think this is gonna look pretty. Okay, that's done. So let's put these away. Now with what's left on my brush from coloring these, I will just very lightly go over this banner that I created, bringing back that color a bit. Over that heat embossed sentiment. Like that. Wipe it off. And I'm gonna ink splatter this background a bit. Not much, just a little. Not ink splatter, splatter with water. Letting that sit for a second. Press down my paper. And that will give it also some light speckles coming through. You see that? So beautiful panel, just by dry embossing this panel die panel. How do you call that? That panel that's from that book set. Love that, because I want to grunge these up a bit, and I'm going to do that by using my sprayed burlap. Just darkening the edges a bit. Just the outside edges of these flowers. See? Makes them pop just this tiny little bit more. Next I'm gonna take these. And they go behind here. So I'm just gonna put some glue right at the top of the stamen. Take my flower and press it on. And hold it for a second. There we go. So that's going to go nicely on this. So now it's time to assemble my card. Okay, so what I did, I picked up part of the release sheet on both sides and from the middle, and I'm going to put this on my card and line it up correctly. Just looking at the corners at the top and the bottom. When I think it's okay, I'm gonna press down. And then I'm gonna look, am I happy? Not completely, I'm a bit crooked. So that's the benefit of doing it like this, because then I can still take it off. And then I can just peel out the release sheet and press it down. Simple. Next I'm going to take this one and I'm going to do exactly the same. So fold this, fold this, fold it here, and fold it right here. Then I'm going to take my panel, put this on here, double check, like so, peel off these backings, and it's on there. And then the last one, and it's boring, but I will repeat myself. And then I'm going to assemble my sentiment. Now, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put some glue on this because I want some wiggle time. That's important for me. Then I'm going to turn this one around. Come on. I'm going to turn this one around like so. Then I will line this up. This one at the top and this one here at the bottom. And that will give me these black banners popping out there. Isn't this fun? This is giving it so much dimension. I'm pretty sure it's not how it was intended, but I like it like this. So that's that. So next I'm going to assemble my flowers. Something like this. So I'm going to start with this one. This one is going to come here. This is why I did not put on long stamens, because you can use stamens from the other set that are longer, but in this case I did not want that. I wanted the smaller stamens because of the way this is built up. Next I'm going to put some glue under here. Make sure there's enough on there, because I'm just gonna take my tweezers, I'm gonna hover over this to line it up before I press it down. And there we have it. This is sort of wobbly, and it can go flat in the mail and it will pop up. See what I mean? I like that. So here is the finished card using the Florals release number 4 for the first time. Mixing and matching already, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't stick to one thing. But yeah, I love this card. I love how this turned out. It's pretty, it's different, and that's what I like. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider to subscribe to my channel. And if you subscribed, also hit that notification bell so you will not miss out any of my future videos. Now, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching this one, and I'd love to see you for the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.